Ladies and gentlemen, there is a spark. Yes, I am satisfied. And I know some of you might not be. Some of you, a lot of us really wanted that number one pick. But you know what? It is what it is. That's the way it goes sometimes. But I'm happy. I'm satisfied. We didn't have to give up our pick to the Thunder. That's what makes me happy. The draft lottery was tonight, and the Houston Rockets have the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. Okay. Now we got to see how it pans out. We got to see how it plays out. While the Houston Rockets have the number 2 pick in the draft, the Detroit Pistons have the number 1 pick. Now, this isn't very surprising because a lot of people predicted that despite the Rockets having the worst record in basketball this year, that they would, in fact, have to surrender the number 1 pick to the Pistons. But you know what? We got a top 4 pick. We got a top 3 pick. I'm happy. A top 3 pick. The whole time I was watching this draft lottery, my heart was beating. And oh boy, it was beating fast. But you know what? Do you know what? It was fun. It was fun to have my heart beat like that. Because I haven't been able to do that with the Rockets in my life before. Never once. But now I can do that. My heart was being bump, 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 bump. Not. It was a little supernatural. It's not, wasn't normal. But when it comes to the draft, you have to understand why it was doing that. So a few teams got screwed out of the top 4 in this draft, including the Orlando Magic, who, even though they didn't get a top 4 pick, they have 2 top 10 picks, I think. And another team got screwed out. The Timberwolves did as well, so they didn't get a top 4 pick. So obviously the Warriors are going to be getting their pick. But this is, man, I was really just concerned with the Rockets. I'm happy that we got this pick. Ugh. We have a chance now that we know where we are, where we're situated in this year's draft. Now we have to make the right decision. If we don't get Cade Cunningham, we don't get Cade Cunningham. That's fine. But you need to get someone who will fit with your team. Evan Mobley, Jalen Suggs, Cade Cunningham. Probably Cade Cunningham, but if we don't get Cade Cunningham, that's fine. I'm just happy that we got a top 4 pick. I'm happy that we got a top 3 pick. I said yesterday in my video about the draft lottery that I would be a little disappointed if we got the 4th pick in the draft because it's probably the worst thing we want. But you know what? It came down to it right at the end. It was us and the Pistons. It was Hakeem versus Ben Wallace. And Ben Wallace comes out with the W. But you know what? That's fine. Because quite honestly, I feel like the Pistons were worse. Even though we had a worse record, we were obviously tanking. And chances are we weren't going to get that number 1 pick. I didn't think we were going to get that number 1 pick. So that's fine. I'm fine. At least we didn't pull a New York Knicks and get like a number 3 pick. That would have been disappointing, getting a number 3 pick. I wanted a top 2 pick. Ideally a number 1 pick, but 2 or 3 wouldn't have been bad, but I definitely prefer 2, obviously. So now we just have to worry about what's going to happen at the draft. Who's going to be taking who? Who will be landing with who? I'm so happy. This is a great day. And I know maybe some of you might be disappointed that we didn't get that number 1 pick, but let me tell you right now, you shouldn't be. Because even though we didn't get the number 1 pick and we might not get Cade Cunningham now, that's fine because we're going to get Evan Mobley or Jalen Suggs or Jalen Green, and all those guys are good. They're all good. They were the top players in college basketball this season. So either way, we're going to be getting a top guy. And that's fine. And I'm happy. And you should be too. I'm sure no one really cares that we got the top 1 pick, but they just care that we got a top pick. If we had gotten something outside of the top 4, our pick would have gone to Oklahoma City, which would add to their already stacked amount of first-round picks. So it would have been a lot worse for the Rockets because then we wouldn't have even gotten that pick. I was sitting there going, we're going to get top 5. We're going to get the 5th pick. We're going to get the 5th pick. It's going to go to OKC. They're going to get the 5th and 6th pick, and then we're going to have to settle for that. But no, surprisingly, it went to I forgot who it went to. It went to someone surprising. And there was one team, actually 2 teams that surprised me that made it into the top 4. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, which I was like, whoa, how'd they get here? Like, really? Now, these teams had a lot of these teams had multiple picks in this draft lottery because of how bad they were and because of the trades they made this season. So it's going to be good for them, but because they're going to have multiple guys so that they can try out and see how it goes with them. But the Rockets are going to have a guy to put alongside Christian Wood, Kevin Porter Jr., John Wall. We just have a very talented team. And while we might be pretty bad, we still have a talented team. And I'm happy. I'm so happy that we got the pick that we got. Because honestly, I don't care that we didn't get the number 1. It seems like I'm kind of repeating myself. But it's just because I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we're here, that we got this pick. This is exactly what we wanted. How do you feel about Evan USC guy? You mean Evan Mobley, Terminator. Evan Mobley. He is a monster when it comes to getting boards, scoring, and really just all around playing the game of basketball. Evan Mobley might now be who we'll get. He could be. Everyone's projecting Cade Cunningham to go number 1. And to be quite honest, I don't think he'll go number 1. I think we'll get Cade Cunningham, but getting Evan Mobley, I'd be fine with that. I'd be just as happy getting Evan Mobley than I would getting Cade Cunningham because he's just as talented. Now, he might have some weaknesses that Cade Cunningham doesn't have, but that's fine. You put Christian Wood at power forward, you got a starting center in Evan Mobley. Or you put Christian Wood at center and you got Evan Mobley power forward. You know, we're going to have a very talented team next season. There's no doubt about that. Would you have Suggs at PG and KPG at SG as your lineup? If that was going to happen, then we would need to trade John Wall, which I would have no problem with doing. Yes, I would like to have, if we did get Jalen Suggs, which I don't think we will. I think we'll either get Cunningham or Mobley. But if we do get Jalen Suggs, I would like to have him, probably at point guard. But that would mean that we'd probably have to trade John Wall, which, once again, have no problem with doing because I don't like John Wall. I don't hate John Wall, but I'm just he's way too injury prone. And Kevin Porter Jr. is obviously going to have to adapt. He's going to have to adapt to that shooting guard position because that's what we're going to have to make him. Can you join Houston Sports Talk Productions? I don't. Hold on. I don't know how that would work. I might have to like restart the whole stream for you to join. Well, we'll see. Let's see if I can figure it out. I doubt it though. I'm sorry, but I doubt it. So, I mean, I'm so happy. This is what we Rockets fans, we Houston fans have been waiting for all season since we basically knew our season was over. This was the night. This was the moment that we were waiting for. And you know what? I'm a Pistons fan and just had to look to make fun of a Rockets fan, so thank you. Well, I'm honestly, Chase Wilson, good for you. Honestly, good for you. Good for your team. That's fine. I don't care. I bet Rockets still get Cade. I do too. I think they'll get Cade still. Chase Wilson, if you're still on here, congratulations to the Detroit Pistons for getting the number 1 pick because I actually feel like they deserve it a little more than the Rockets do. No, Chase Wilson, you're not going to get a reaction out of me because I'm happy. I'm happy with what we got. If it was the number 5 pick, then you could come on here and you'd have a reason. But the number 2 pick, you're not going to get a rise out of me. Sorry, buddy. But yes, congratulations to the Detroit Pistons for getting that number 1 pick because, man, they need some help. And they need it badly. So getting this pick is going to boost all 4 of these teams' chances. Raptors, Cavs, Rockets, Pistons, and so forth. I pray the Rockets keep Kelly. I do too. Kelly Olynyk was a very vital piece at the end of that Rockets season. I've said before in my videos before this that the Rockets need to try and re-sign Kelly Olynyk because he was just, man, when he was really performing. And to have him back, let Avery Bradley walk, to have him back, that's fine. So since you're letting Avery Bradley walk and you're letting these other guys walk, this clears up space for you to go and re-sign Olynyk. So do that. Do that. If Raphael Stone is smart, he will re-sign Kelly Olynyk and he will take Cade Cunningham or Evan Mobley. I'm making crazy eyes right now because the Rockets need to play this perfectly. He was like a playmaker big man. That's exactly. He performed. He was getting like 25 points a game. That's really good. Hakeem Olajuwon got us some draft. I don't want to say luck, but I'll say some draft odds tonight. And I guess the odds were in our favor. We got a top 4 pick. What's funny is that Hakeem is actually a former number 1 overall pick. I think I said that yesterday, but yeah, if you don't know, the Houston Rockets drafted Hakeem Olajuwon number 1, and I think I still can't remember which one it was, but I think it was the 1984 NBA draft. And man, was that probably the best decision the Rockets have ever made. Because, I mean, he led them to their only 2 titles. He won Finals MVP both times. Yeah, okay, 1984. But with this number 2 pick, it's going to be a big decision. It's not the number 1 pick. It's not going to be like an Olajuwon. It's not going to be just like the Olajuwon thing. But you know what? Not all number 1 picks win Rookie of the Year. Not all number 1 picks turn out well. AKA Anthony Bennett, aka Lonzo Ball. These guys who were picked very high that turned out to be kind of a bust. And there's a chance that the Rockets pick turn out to be a bust. But then again, there's a chance with everyone's pick that they could be a bust. There's a chance that the Pistons pick could turn out to be a bust. By the way, if anyone wants an update on the Astros game, Lonzo was not number one. No, I know he wasn't number one. I'm just saying like a top four. If anyone wants an update on the Astros game, if you're not watching it, it is currently in the 8th inning. It is 2-1 Astros. Top of the 8th. Bases loaded and no out. Man, the Astros are tearing it up right now. I mean, they're only up 2-1 to Baltimore, which isn't very good, but it'd be nice to give Zach Greinke the win. So, anyways, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. I'm going to make my draft predictions, though, because while I think that the Rockets will get Cade Cunningham, I just don't know with the NBA draft because sometimes it can be very unpredictable. So, my top 4 picks. At number 1, the Detroit Pistons are going to be taking Cade Cunningham. This is going to be painful for the Rockets and for Rockets fans because that's the guy we've been thirsting for. We've been dreaming for Cade Cunningham. But sadly, he's going to go a pick before us. And you know what? Okay. We'll find another way. And the other way is what I'm about to say. With the number 2 pick in the NBA draft, the Houston Rockets are going to select Evan Mobley, the big man from USC. In fact, he's a 6'8" PG2. Good Lord. Evan Mobley, like I said earlier, he's proven he's kind of a beast. Carried USC to the Final Four, I think. Was it the Final Four? And, in fact, almost beat Gonzaga. I don't know if they made it to the Final Four, but I know they made it really high, and they weren't supposed to. So getting Evan Mobley is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. I was about to look at his highlights right now. Yeah, I was too. With the number 3 pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be taking Jalen Suggs. I know this may surprise some of you because maybe some of you were like, oh, Jalen Green will go number 3. But Jalen Suggs is going to go at number 3. I think he would fit well with the Cavs alongside Darius Garland and what's the other guy? Colin Sexton. He's a good player. He can play, obviously. And finally, at number 4, the Toronto Raptors will take Jalen Green. So Jalen at number 3 and then Jalen at number 4. You're the Jalens. So that is my top 4 mock draft. Hopefully, I'm wrong about Cade. I hope that we would get him, but, you know, Wall at point guard, at shooting guard, Wood at power forward, and Mobley at center. Rockets always lack a solid small. Yeah, you're not far off. Daniel House is meh. That's right. We never do seem to find a good small forward. And a small forward is a very important part. Hold on one second. Be right back. Give me 1 second. All right. So, anyways, for the next 5 or so weeks, for the next 5 or so weeks, we are going to be waiting for the NBA draft because that's basically when it is. In 5 weeks, we will find out who the Rockets take at the draft. And who they take will basically depict their future. So until then, we just need to wait, and we need to trust that we will make the right decision. We are 20 minutes into this stream. As I've said many times throughout this stream, I am satisfied. I am happy. We got the pick that we didn't get the ideal number 1 pick, but you know what? That's fine. Satisfactory. So, with that being said, that is going to end the stream, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, the Houston Rockets get the number 2 pick in the draft this year. Not number 1, but number 2. That is fine. So, once again, thanks for tuning in. Like the stream. Comment down below your thoughts. Who do you think the Rockets will take at the draft? And is there any possibility that we'll get Cade Cunningham? So, like, subscribe, comment. I will see you later, Rockets fans or basketball fans. Go Rockets. Bye, guys.